All right. Welcome to the first ever 406 Broncos Bronco Cast. I'm Dakota.
I'm Mac.
And we're just a couple of fans here to talk about, in our most unbiased opinion, the greatest team ever handcrafted by the creator himself.
Very unbiased.
Yeah.
There you go.
So, free agency starts tomorrow. This is actually really perfect that we're starting this Bronco Cast right now because tomorrow is the official first day of the new season. So, with free agency coming up, that's basically what we're going to be talking the most about today. Yesterday we were talking about specifics on what we were going to go over. Specifically, Kirk Cousins being the number one thing.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the thing coming into today that we expected to talk about was a lot of Kirk Cousins. Then we woke up. Then we woke up this morning to Case Keenum
being a 2-year deal, $18 million a year,
Yep.
$36 million total.
And Case Keenum will be the new Broncos quarterback coming into the 2018 season. So let's begin there. Case Keenum, thoughts? Immediate first thoughts on Keenum.
I don't mind him compared to, like we were talking about with the price tag Kirk Cousins was.
Yeah.
I think Case Keenum, proved himself very well in this last season too.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, how he works out, but I'm actually okay with this decision, actually. So.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it before. Cousins was the number one free agent that we were looking at, of course. And then, to me, Keenum was the obvious number two. Unless a Foles deal came into place, which, both him and Foles had just the 1 year of work, basically, to go off of. Keenum had some bright spots in L.A. So, I think there's a lot of positives and negatives. There's a lot to be desired with this, and there's a lot to desire, I think. Obviously, I really like the price tag that we got for him. He's a good quarterback. He's at least a game managing quarterback.
Yep.
So the price tag allows us to give him more weapons. We can bring more people in. We can sign some of the people that we need to sign. Which is...
That's what I liked about it, too,
Yeah.
the fact that we wouldn't be able to do much at all if we got Kirk Cousins. I mean, what even, Minnesota is offering him, fully guaranteed,
yeah,
we can't compete with that.
It definitely restricts what we can work with.
what we can work with.
Also, I think, ultimately, Elway and the Bronco organization kind of just knew that Cousins was going to go sign with the Vikings,
right?
So that's why they jumped on it and got onto Case, which is great.
Preferred it.
Yeah,
he wanted that.
And I think there's things that they like about Case. Like I said, I really think that they just knew he was going to go to Minnesota or to the Jets. He was not going to come to Denver, even though he was saying that. Going back to the negatives on Case, however, I do have this to say. Obviously, we just have the 1 year body of work to analyze.
Go off of.
And it was good. Let's not take away with what Case did last year. It was good. But he had a great O-line, which we know Denver does not have.
I know.
They had an amazing defense, which our defense is kind of, staggering off a little bit from what it was 2 years ago.
Right.
Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs was the number 1 receiver in contested catches. Adam Thielen was number 5. So what does that tell you? Maybe
he had a lot of weapons and he had a lot of protection.
Right. Can Demaryius and Emmanuel Sanders be those guys? We don't know.
They can. We know Demaryius Thomas could if he has a good guy in the back.
Right. But as far as the chemistry between these guys, will it work? We'll find out.
Well, yeah,
definitely. I think we can chalk it up to this. Adding Case Keenum does not hurt our team compared to last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot get much worse than last year. And that's the ultimate thing to take from this. Here's a question for you that I want to ask. So with this Case Keenum, only a 2-year deal, 18 a year, do the Broncos still draft a quarterback?
In my mind, I would think it'd be a somewhat smart move to actually, yes, get this guy for 2 years, because what are we going to do after 2 years kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would think we have such, like, an elite QB class this year. I don't want to, just throw away. I want our first pick to be something like that.
Yeah,
I
do
haven't
agree.
had that in a while, and there's so many out there that have him underneath Case Keenum for 2 years. That's what we got him for. 2 years. And implement him into it.
Paxton, I don't see Paxton being the guy.
He's fragile.
I just don't see him being the guy.
No, he's fragile. He was a bust, and I'll say that. Like, and that's also the thing about it too, is there are always risks. You don't know if they're going to be a bust or not.
And I think that almost in itself hinders Elway's decision on whether he wants to take a quarterback.
And I know, like, for it, yes, with the whole Paxton Lynch thing, I even think Osweiler, he's wary on the whole getting someone in the draft now.
Right.
And yes, he's been looking for, kind of what he had, like Peyton Manning, getting one, free agency.
He wants the experience.
Yes.
The nice thing about Case is he's 30 years old. So should Case be the guy, and he comes through for us and he's really good, that's a guy we can have for 8 more years, and that's a pretty good run. My thought, because it's such a great QB class, and by great I mean better than most, it's hard to, at the number 5 position, it's hard to just let that go.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
That's
if
what
it's
I'm
me personally, as a fan, if we don't draft one of these guys, and like a Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield or a Josh Allen is available at that 5 spot, and we don't take that, and they go on to do great things, and are amazing quarterbacks.
In the teeth, huh?
Well, I'm not gonna kick myself.
No, they are.
I'm gonna kick them in the teeth, because I'm gonna be so furious, and let this right here be the recording and the of me saying that if they go on to do good things, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
That's the thing. You're gambling.
And that's always the case.
On
That's
it.
always the case. Even with Case, it's a gamble, because he did great in that system. What if he comes over and doesn't do good in our system? And you're talking about a coaching staff that he might not work with, which we saw last year. So everything kind of is just like a let's see what happens. We know Case has experience. That's a good thing. Now let's go back to the draft scenario. Here's where I'm thinking they're not going to take a quarterback. You need to build around Case.
And I totally see that too. It's literally about that argument is like, that's like really on the balance beam right there for me. Like, I don't know which way we should go too. Like,
right.
It would be great to have the line for Case Keenum, but then again, there you go. He might have been really good in college. What if he's kind of a bust in the NFL? He just doesn't perform like we wanted him to.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like
I lost my train of thought.
we got our first round pick in line last year.
Yeah. Do we want to go O-line again, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
if you got Quentin Nelson, that he's the best O-lineman in the draft.
Yeah.
And having more O-line does not hurt.
No.
I predict that at least 2 quarterbacks are going to go before us. I'm thinking the Giants are probably going to take one, and the Browns are going to take one. Here's the other thing too. We're going to draft a guy. Obviously, Case is a starter. Like, you're not going to pay a guy $18 million a year to sit him unless you're Mike Glennon. It's just not going to happen. But for Case, I don't see them taking the quarterback. They got to add weapons for him. You still got Paxton, and then there's Chad Kelly. And I think they're going to see what Chad Kelly has too. We have quarterbacks on the roster. I don't know that we're going to add any more.
That's a good topic to talk about, but we got a good transition into now free agents.
Yeah.
So, talking about with our free agents coming up.
Yeah.
And what you think they should do, and the fact of keeping them, or who we should get rid of, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Out of our available. Now let's just for a quick second. I just want to reiterate: tomorrow, free agency market is open. This is it's gonna get crazy tomorrow. It's already been getting crazy. We got moves coming all over, and we're about to see what we're gonna do. So let's start. Yeah, like you said, let's start with the
free agents.
Our free agent available. Like which ones we have. So the big names to me are just go down a minute on that. Shaq Barrett, Matt Paradis, and Shelby Harris. Those are the three. Those are the big three to me that I want to see back next year.
I 100% agree with that one right there. Like
Shelby Harris.
What you just said. No.
Okay.
Shaq Barrett, Paradis, and yes, Shelby Harris.
Out of everybody that's on our list here.
Yep.
Shelby Harris was an out of nowhere guy last year. He deserves to be back. He earned his spot.
Yep.
Matt Paradis has been the best guy on our O-line in the last 3 years.
And you say Shelby Harris earned his spot. Shaq Barrett earned his
dude.
spot too. That guy.
Personally, if they traded Shane Ray and kept Shaq Barrett, that would not put a tear in my eye. And don't get me wrong, I love Shane Ray. Shane Ray's a great player. That's why he's worth something. Shaq Barrett is better.
Yeah.
And he
not
showed
injury
it.
prone. Like what was Shane Ray twice last year?
Yeah, foot, right?
Twice.
Ankle or foot.
Yeah. And out for 8 weeks one time. That's when Shaq Barrett proved himself.
Well, let's not. Shaq was hurt going into the season.
Yeah.
And he was projected to not come back until like week 4 or 5, and he played the game 1, and he played all season. That's one tough SOB, and he's a great player.
I want to see him back on the team.
No, and if I'm not mistaken,
see him start on the team too.
Right, and if I'm not mistaken, we just saw it today. They did place the second round restricted tender on Paradis, Barrett, I think Harris too.
Oh, okay.
So I think all three of those guys are coming back.
Okay.
Which is exactly what we want.
I didn't see that.
Now, like I said, you got Shane Ray as some trade bait. Now, I would keep him on the team until like the trade deadline during the season.
Right.
But if Shaq Barrett outplays him again, why not?
I know. He's tradable.
Because it would be great. The most ideal situation would be to have all of them as linebackers, but they're all rushing linebackers,
Right.
Vaughn included.
Mm-hmm.
We need more cover linebackers, somebody to help Marshall in the middle. Todd Davis is a free agent. Goodbye. I don't care. I like Todd Davis. He's a great guy. He's been a decent player. I don't care if he goes or stays. I'd rather see him go.
I want to see Paradis back.
What else we got on this list?
That's just one thing, though, is I want to say with Paradis is like, it's like one of our only guys on the line.
Dude, yeah, no, and I think they know it.
Yeah,
they gotta keep him.
Yeah, we need to keep him.
You don't get rid of your better O-lineman.
No.
So we're just gonna go down the list. I mean, just pick out the ones that you think deserve to stay. Which ones you'd like to see. We don't have to name them all, but Brock's gone. Virgil Green.
I don't really. I mean, I would love to see us get a tight end. Like,
no, I agree.
A really good one. Virgil Green, like he's so to me. Like
he's a blocking tight end.
Yeah, but I want to see us shine with the tight end.
Yeah, if he left, I wouldn't. Jake Butt. Jake Butt's still there.
He'll be. Well, he was injured this whole year.
Yeah. So, and he'll be there though.
Yeah.
And we'll see what he's made of.
Yeah, right.
We've got, I think Hireman's still on the team. So.
Yeah.
And I would personally like to see us get a guy in free agency. Like, that's what I want.
That'd be nice.
For the tight end position.
Donald Stevenson, goodbye.
Stevenson can go. Latimer, actually, I would like to see them keep because he actually came out last year. He's a reliable guy. I think he's
Latimer or Fowler.
I'd rather have Latimer.
Yeah.
Based on last year's performance, Fowler, he's done good things, but not often enough. Latimer's been so-so as well. But last year, based on last year, Latimer takes that one.
Right.
If he's asking too much, let him go. He's only going to be a fourth guy because we need to get a third guy, whether it's in the draft or free agency. I'd like to see him pick up a good third guy free agent.
I would too.
Alan Barber is another guy I'd like them to keep. See, it just starts getting hard.
I know.
By next week, we'll know more of who's staying officially. We'll pull that up.
Yeah, it's just projections right now. We're just saying, as fans, what we would like to see come back. I mean, we watch it. Every weekend we analyze the whole team as well.
Right.
And in our eyes, these are the people that I think deserve to stay as a Bronco.
Yeah, Alan Barber did good last year. He didn't do very good at the tackle position, but we need a guard. Then again, if we are thinking to go Quentin Nelson's a guard. I don't know if he can transition to the tackle position. I'm not sure on him for all that. So, we'll see. We need a right tackle.
Yeah.
We need a right tackle.
That's, yeah.
What else we got?
I'm just wondering if, I don't even know who's all out for, going to be in free agencies as for right tackle.
Right.
Did you look at that at all? And any other teams?
Well, let's just go into that then. We'll look at available free agents and the positions that we think we need the most, right?
Yes.
And which slots we can fill. So, let's start with the wide receiver since we were talking about that earlier. Like I said, I want to see a good triple threat wide receiver attack with a tight end. Now, we haven't had a good triple threat wide receiver attack since Thomas, Decker, Welker.
Right.
We need that again. I think any team needs it. I know what you're going to say. Say it.
I was going to say, we just saw a whole thing today with the Green Bay Packers cutting Jordy Nelson. I want that guy right now.
I agree. And I think he would actually come cheap. He's on the last legs of his career. He's still a force to be reckoned with. Little injury prone, not a lot of injury prone. But if you're gonna, and that actually helps us, because then you're like, well, look, I mean, you're an injury prone guy. We got this quarterback. This is a good organization. Bring you in. Obviously, there's a lot of teams that can do that too, but I think we should pursue him.
I think so. I mean, why not?
I'd rather have a veteran receiver in that third slot than...
We'd have such a threat. With Thomas and Sanders still there, man.
Once again,
we need to utilize that. We need to be able to get that going because we're not going to have them forever. And Thomas is going to be on his last legs here too.
Well, and if you want Case to succeed, you have to give him weapons.
Yes.
And I get, the younger these receivers get, the better. And that's fine.
Thomas still has it, though. I know he does.
Yeah.
And especially if you have a good elite QB for him.
Let's see what else we got on this list. Okay, Amendola's going to the Dolphins. John Brown, meh. I mean, I don't know. Eric Decker is a free agent?
Yeah,
what if the Decker reunited
with Thomas?
Yeah. I don't know.
Or with Denver and Thomas?
Oh, nah, never mind. Taylor Gabriel already got signed. Marquise Lee got signed. Jordan Matthews, that's somebody maybe. Jordan Matthews. Mike Wallace is the name,
Yeah.
Allen Robinson's gone. Paul Richardson gone.
It's looking... the one on the list is Jordy Nelson to me right now.
And, I mean, like I said, they could go draft, but Jordy works for what we're thinking as far as, money and...
I know,
and experience.
Yeah.
So, let's see what else we got. Let's go...
Okay.
So, tight ends, because I wanted to...
Yeah, we're talking about tight ends.
I'm thinking there's got to be a good tight end out there that we can...
Not that one.
Who's that?
Martellus Bennett.
Nope, don't want him. Trey Burton already signed. Tyler Eifert. I mean, he's injury prone too, but
Jimmy Graham got signed.
Jimmy Graham's gone. Safarian Jenkins wouldn't be a bad one. He put on a pretty good performance last year.
That looks like about it too.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Maybe we just stick with what we got. We definitely don't draft another guy.
I would say let's stick with what we got. We have Butt to prove himself.
But you gotta get one of the two. You have to get Butt. You gotta get a receiving tight end or another receiver. You gotta give him threats. Let's look O-line. Because O-line, we're gonna get more O-linemen. Who did I see that I was looking at? John Sullivan. He's a center.
Yeah, I don't. If we have Paradis back, I don't want.
It needs to be a guard or a tackle. These are all guards. That's defensive tackle. Offensive tackle right here. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot. Like I said, if you get a
shoot, we may have to.
It's not going to be Donald Stevenson, I'll tell you that right now.
No.
God forbid.
Well, just because he got his job taken by Sombrolo, and then had to take over anyways because he sucked. And then it was just a nightmare. That was such a nightmare.
Thinking about that O-line literally gives me a headache.
Schofield. I'm so glad he's gone.
Just our O-line in general. Okay, let's see what else. Real quick before we move to the next thing. There's a lot of good cornerbacks. I mean, just saying. But linebacker, because I think we really need to get a linebacker.
Yeah.
And there's actually some good ones out there, believe it or not. Who all do we got? Derek Johnson. I mean, that would be... I think he's a pass rusher, though. No, he's an inside linebacker. That'd be perfect. He is older, though. And he'd probably come expensive. Who else is on there? We're looking for inside linebacker. Or middle linebacker. Who's those? Navarro Bowman? Oh, dude. If we could get him... Like I said, again, though, expensive. Yeah, we need that middle help. We need good run help. We just haven't had that for a while yet. Paul Posluszny's retired.
I don't know.
Or we can draft somebody in the second round. You know, get somebody good.
That's kind of something we should have talked about.
What's that?
It's kind of...
It's not too late. This is our show. We can talk about whatever we want.
But okay, kind of like with a mock draft of us, what would positions kind of going down?
Well,
I don't even know the picks, specific picks we've got in some of the rounds.
As far as draft, we can go into that on a different week. Because, I mean, free agency is the big hot topic.
Okay, wait, hold on.
We got a while.
At this moment, though, top three. If you're going to say just
positions?
the three, yeah.
Like the most needy positions?
Yes.
So, quarterback was number one, and obviously we just figured that out. So we're going to forget quarterback. To me, O-line is obvious. Got to go O-line. I'm going to say linebacker for sure. Middle linebacker specifically. And then probably wide receiver.
Yeah. Okay, and that's what I'd say unless if we got someone out of free agency for wide receiver.
Well, those are just our in general top three needs, in my opinion.
Okay.
O-line, wide receiver, middle linebacker. That's what I mean, those are the biggest holes to me. This defense is starting to kind of, tick away. We gotta fill those holes up again.
Yep.
So it's not over there yet. But in the free agency trade kind of deal, we have, Aqib Talib. We wanted to mention Aqib Talib. That happened about a week ago, right? So
I think so.
The big Aqib Talib trade, we got a 5th round pick this year.
For Aqib Talib.
Let me ask, do you think that was too little? Or do you think that was about right for a guy his age?
I would say so. I would say, as the Bronco, I think hopefully we could trade more for him, kind of thing. I was hoping even like a 4th rounder or.
I think what they did though is they worked with Aqib on this because it makes sense. There was only a few places Aqib wanted to go, and one of them was LA, and I love it too because he likes it. You know, it wasn't a bitter ending. He sent off a very nice farewell to the Broncos. He gets it. It's a business. We both agreed, but long ago, that if anybody should be let go, it's Aqib. And it's not because he's a bad player, it's because of the money. And this is huge. It opens up a lot of money for us to work with and give Case these weapons and just bring weapons in general, make us a good team again.
And I agree. Yeah, I totally agreed with the move of trading him. I mean, I'm not too sad about, like, 5th round.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's another pick.
For this year. I mean, so we got another pick for this year. So
yeah, and then and I think that gives us 11 now, 10 or 11. Another thing, Aqib gets to go back and work with Wade Phillips. I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That Rams secondary is going to be incredible.
Yeah,
but
I miss Wade Phillips.
Oh God, Aqib Talib had 6 touchdowns with us. We thought that was cool. We just brought up some of his stats. But you know what? I just want to thank Aqib Talib. I know he's not watching this. I wish he was. He'd be a great promotional item for the 406 Broncos.
Right.
But you know what? That defense, that 2015 Bronco defense, will go down as one of the greatest defenses of all time. And he was a part
Crush 2.0, baby.
He won a touchdown with us. Aqib Talib, mile high salute to that guy. Great player. Not the greatest guy.
Yeah, right.
But
I don't care if he
he's
go knock out Crabtree for us. All right.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
What else?
Poke some more eyes.
We got a couple more minutes here. What
Maybe
else
pull some chains.
Yeah, poke some eyes and pull some chains down in LA. What else are we gonna talk about, man? Free agency. It's a big time of the year.
I know.
You know what?
The next one is going to be a lot bigger with what we can say with free agency. So
well, we'll know a lot more as far as
more going on.
And it just like I said, it's crazier every day. We're gonna have a whole list of things for next week. Yeah, you know what? Cheers to the new year. The new.
It's gonna be our year this year.
The new league year starts tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. You know, Case Keenum's the new quarterback. That's the guy who's going to be popping behind center in Denver next year. We knew it was going to be a different guy this year, and that's who it's going to be.
It's going to be him. I was wondering about it. And, I mean, I guess what I read on one thing too was they're playing all along kind of thing.
I don't know if I buy that.
After probably the season, but they're probably
and after they figured Cousins was not
yeah.
This Cousins thing, that was the best thing Cousins could have done. It's perfect. Guaranteed money. I mean, obviously it's not set in stone yet that he's going to Minnesota, but 9 games guaranteed in a dome with Detroit.
Yeah.
Freaking guaranteed money to a team that almost went to the Super Bowl last year. Who would pass that up? It's perfect. And the Jets are already showing that they're not going after. You know, they know it too. They're trying to get a deal done with Bridgewater that's almost finalized. They just re-signed Josh McCown. They're probably gonna draft a guy. Cousins ain't going there.
I wonder about this whole Bridgewater thing. I mean, it's been, what, 2.5 years? Or
I don't know that he's going to play for them. They're going to draft a guy. He might. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll see.
Well, thank you for watching. We hope you liked it because we're going to be doing it every week, whether you liked it or not.
Yeah.
Because we enjoyed it.
It was fun. I don't care what you think.
But seriously. Thank you for being on our page. Please share. Subscribe on YouTube. We're going to get the podcast channel going up pretty soon here. So get us on podcast, whichever you prefer, whatever your preferred, whether it's visual or audio. And then like us on Facebook. Share. because we want to get this thing. We want to get this thing big. We want this to be
going in the big sky, baby.
This is the fan. This is the fan page. This is two fans talking to you, not a couple of just Joe Blows at ESPN. We're sitting in our freaking bedroom, not our bedroom, but we're sitting here just talking about our favorite team, your favorite team. So like that page, get it shared, man. We're gonna put up polls. We're gonna be interactive. And it's all about the Broncos, baby.
Yeah, it is. All right. We outie.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.